And welcome inside. Getting loose with Leon. Would help if I turned my camera on, wouldn't it? That's okay. That's all right. We'll figure things out. You got the big O Leon all over here, getting you ready for another week of motorsports action. Hopefully, making some money here. And it's also Kentucky Derby Day as well. So we'll toss in the pick for that as well. You can check out this show. Remember, we're streaming every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. right here on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Rumble. Make sure to like and subscribe and be a friend and tell a friend. And let's see, can we keep the good times going, making some money? We've hit a lot of winners this season, so let's see what we can do this week. Of course, F1 rolling into Miami. Sprint race returns. That is this afternoon in Miami. Won't be giving you any action on that one, but Kimi Anatoly on the pole there, edging out Oscar Piastri. So that was pretty cool to see. I don't know what McLaren's doing with leaving the torches, or as we call them in America, flashlights, in Lando Norris's car during FP1 yesterday. That was actually pretty comical. Thankfully, it didn't get wedged or stuck in anything and become an issue. But yeah, I don't know what they're doing there. And Max Verstappen, first off, the birth of his first child. We'll see if he gets that new dad bounce going into Miami. Then also NASCAR rolling into Fort Worth, Texas tomorrow as well. So, hey, let's get to it. And for that, it's time for some Big O picks. Big O Picks brought to you by absolutely no one, just like this show. If you want to hop on board and get involved, send an email to info at let's not do this podcast.com. That's info at let's not do this podcast.com. And we can help you, help us, help you. All right, let's get on board and take a look at these picks. So we mentioned F1 rolling into Miami, the crypto.com Miami Grand Prix. That's tomorrow, 4 o'clock on ABC, of course, outside of, I don't even know what the hell they call this stadium now. I think it's Hard Rock Stadium. I think in Miami now, it's been 14 different times. This name has been changed since I was growing up. It'll always be Joe Robbie Stadium to me. Maybe Pro Player Stadium. Those are the only two I acknowledge, but I digress. Some teams got some special liveries, paint schemes for for those of us here in America going into Miami. As you see, Sauber with this beautiful like neon green kind of splash coated car. I like it. It actually looks really good. Hopefully, they'll score some points and not be mired in the back of the pack. That car will look even better if they can start to run a little bit better. But it looks absolutely phenomenal. It kind of reminds me of Nickelodeon back in the day with like the gack and the slime and all that stuff. It looks like somebody dropped that on that car. Pretty cool scheme here. A couple other new liveries going into this week. I don't know what the hell Ferrari thought they were doing here. Maybe it's a nod to HP and that sponsorship on the back. I don't know. But Ferrari, that classic red that we all know and love, it just looks iconic in motorsport and just, automotive industry in general. That beautiful Ferrari red. But this blotch of white and blotch blue on the back, it just makes no sense whatsoever. The more I look at it, the more stupid it looks. But hey, I don't have HP money. I'm sure they shucked over some nice money to get involved there. Just doesn't look like Ferrari. And Lewis hasn't raced like a guy that should be driving a Ferrari so far this year. You would really think that they'd be a little bit further along, obviously going with a new team. Got some kinks to work out, some things to straighten out, but not the form I don't think that him or Ferrari would want thus far. And it's kind of crazy when you look at some of the betting markets. You're seeing plus money right now on Lewis Hamilton to get a top 6 finish. I'll take that 80 day of the week to get there. So we'll see if this can be a breakout weekend for him, which it's funny to say the words like breakout weekend when you're so used to him being so dominant for so long in this sport. Next up here, you got the Racing Bulls. I like the flamingo pink kind of thing they got going on here with the Hugo Boss sponsorship there on the side. Really looking good. Hopefully, Isaac Hadjar doesn't put this thing in the wall somewhere. I'm sure he will, though. But that is the lovely flamingo pink there from the Racing Bulls. And then lastly, the Silver Arrows, Mercedes, going with their classic silver there, but with little splotches of the flamingo pink. That looks really good. It'll look good on the pole for the sprint race today as Kimi Anatoly starts there. So they found some speed in this car, and you can really see the form that Anatoly too is going to come into with such a young guy. Was he 18, 19 years old, or whatever, driving F1? Um, Super early on in his career, but he looks like he's going to be good and good for quite some time. Maybe the makings of a future world champion one day. We'll see. All right, let's get into the picks here. So, look, you can say I'm being a hater. You can say I shouldn't bet this. I don't know. I like to bet driver retirements, and Jack Doohan has just been abysmal this year. You can get him right now at plus 1,000 on DraftKings. I actually toured around with looking at like Lando or Oscar because, obviously we put these picks out before qualifying, but that first turn at Miami is very treacherous. You got to assume those guys are going to be up there, and who dive bombs in on who can always lead to an incident. There's always some kind of kerfluffle in that first turn at Miami that could lead to a car retiring. I figured, though, I'll play it safe. The odds at plus 1,100 are big, but I think he was the lowest bet odds for a driver to retire first. So Jack Doohan, you can get him right now on DraftKings at plus 1,100 to be the first driver to retire the car tomorrow in the Grand Prix of Miami. Race winner, though, I'm going to go with Max Verstappen. You can get him plus 550 right now on DraftKings. Look, obviously, that car, Red Bull in general, not having the form that you would think. I think Yuki Tsunoda is starting like 18th, I want to say, in the sprint race today. He was out in the FP1. Max's car just has not had that same speed. When you go back to look at over the course of the second half of last year, but he had such a big dominant lead in the standings and Lando couldn't chase him down. But that car hasn't been the same. We haven't seen that same dominant form from Red Bull, but Max is getting everything that he can out of it. I'm of the opinion you give me Max Verstappen at plus 450, 550, 600. I'm going to take it 9 times out of 10. And I just right now can't decide between Lando and Oscar and who's going to win that fight. Obviously, Lando really pressing. Oscar has better form right now. But once again, I think about this first turn at Miami. If those guys qualify up there next to each other, who dive bombs into who could lead to an incident. Hopefully not. Maybe both cars get dinged up. Maybe someone retires a race. It's a perfect opportunity for Max Verstappen to zoom on by. Then you're looking at his backside the rest of the day. Also, hey, in football, when guys have a kid, they tend to score a touchdown that following week. Just had a kid, new baby bounce. I'm going to go with Max Verstappen. He's also won twice here at Miami. So give me Max at plus 550. So on the F1 side of things, I'm liking Jack Doohan to retire first at plus 1,100 on DraftKings. Also on DraftKings, you can get Max Verstappen right now plus 550 to be your race winner. All right, let's transition over to NASCAR. Oh, gave away my pick on that one. NASCAR rolling over to Texas Motor Speedway, the Worth 400 presented by Licky Moly. I don't know what the fuck a Licky Moly is. If someone wants to message me and tell me that would be great. I'm not hip. I'm not cool. I don't know what that is. Whatever it is, I don't shop there, and I probably can't afford to shop there. But you can get that race 3 o'clock tomorrow on Fox. So let's get to it. Obviously, the betting favorite, as he is most weeks, Kyle Larson. I'm going to go with him. He is hot right now. Good form. He's got 4 top 5s in his last 5 races, 2 wins, and a runner-up during that stretch. He's absolutely phenomenal. He's dominant. And no matter what, sprint cars, Xfinity, trucks, NASCAR Cup Series, it doesn't matter. This guy is dominating on anything with 4 wheels. Except for that Indy car that he wrecked in testing at Indy. But we'll see if he gets that right before taking another shot at the Indy 500 later this month. That might be the only flaw in his arsenal right now. But he's won stages 3 straight years at Texas. He also has had success here. He won both All-Star races and the 2021 playoff race. This is a guy who's just on top of the world right now, plus 400. That's a pretty safe sprinkle right there on Bet Rivers. You can get Kyle Larson for the win at plus 400 on Bet Rivers. Next up here, uh, I'm going to go Ryan Blaney. Look, I know he has struggled mightily. He's got 4 DNFs this year, but he has led at least 15 laps in 8 of his 11 Texas starts. And he had a couple stretches, I think, in like a 32nd and a 28th or 29th the last couple of years there. But before that, he had really great form at Texas. And I know this team has struggled mightily. The big thing with them is just keeping their nose clean and just finishing races. This 12 team has had speed. They've been there. They've been up front. It's just an engine here. You get involved in a wreck there. This happens. That happens. They may be the most snake bit team on the circuit right now, but if they can string it together, I like Ryan Blaney at plus 950. You can get that right now on FanDuel Sportsbook, plus 950 for Ryan Blaney. Next up here, Kyle Busch rocking the 7-Eleven paint scheme this week, which, by the way, I love that the car has a 7-Eleven paint scheme, but his number is number 8. If it was like, number 26 or something, it wouldn't really matter as much. But just the fact that, 7 and 8, I don't know, they're so close to each other, it just kind of looks weird seeing it on the car. But I digress. That's just how my weird brain works. You can get Kyle Busch to get the top 10 right now at plus 115 on Bet Rivers. He's got 6 top 10s in his last 8 Texas starts. He finished 9th here last spring. Oh, and by the way, he's won 4 times here at this track, albeit it's been a little bit back in 2013, 2016, 2018, and 2020. So it's been a little bit since he last picked up a win here at Texas. But this guy's consistently performed well here. He's had speed. Another guy who's had a couple opportunities this year, but had, just had some issues pop up. I know that car, I forget what race it was, where he gave it everything he had, just ran out of, he just used up that car, used up its tires. A few weeks ago. So he's looked good. He's had good form, just not being able to put it all together and have the season they want to have, getting the wins they want. But this is the guy who's always in the mix here at Texas. So I like Kyle Busch right now. You get him for top 10 at plus 115 on Bet Rivers. All right, then lastly, my long shot of the week here. I don't even know if it's that much of a long shot. It's only plus 2,000. And, I'm hearing a lot of people talk about him getting into the mix here, but Bubba Wallace, you can get him at plus 2,000 right now on Bet Rivers, rocking that McDonald's paint scheme. He's got 3 top 10 finishes in his last 5 races overall, including 2 third place finishes, and he's 11.7 average finish at Texas since the 2022 season. So this is the guy who's always in the mix, always floating around the top 10 here at Texas. They've had great speed, and he's in really good form right now with 3 top 10s in this last 5, including 3 third place finishes. I'm seeing better odds, for a win for his teammate, Tyler Reddick. He seems to be a little bit more favored over him to get a win. But honestly, I think Bubba has had a ton of speed. Tyler's kind of flying under the radar. They're not really talking about that team a lot. They're just getting things done. But I think Bubba's been the faster of the two, and he's performing consistently well right now. And I think this is exactly the kind of track where he can break through and get a W this season. So Bubba Wallace plus 2,000 right now. You can get him on Bet Rivers. All right, so let's just recap real quick and go through everything again for F1 and NASCAR. F1 at Miami, DraftKings plus 1,100 right now. Jack Doohan to be the first driver to retire. Then next up, I'm going to go with Max Verstappen as your race winner for the Crypto Miami Grand Prix. You can get him at plus 550 on DraftKings right now. Moving over to the NASCAR side of things, Kyle Larson, race winner, plus 400. You can get it on Bet Rivers right now. Also, Ryan Blaney, plus 950 to win the race. You can get that on FanDuel Sportsbook. And I'm really actually kind of rooting for that 12 team this week. I know it's got to be frustrating for them, everything that they've been through with the DNFs this year and Roush Fenway in general. They've had speed, just that's a snake bit team this year. I think this is a great opportunity for them to break through. Though I have seen a lot of other experts fade them this week, I do like Ryan Blaney at plus 950. I like Kyle Busch to get a top 10 finish. You can get that at plus 115 right now on Bet Rivers. Kyle Busch top 10 finish, plus 115 on Bet Rivers. And my long shot play of the week, Bubba Wallace, also on Bet Rivers. You can get him right now at plus 2,000 to win the race, plus 2,000 for Bubba Wallace. All right. And then lastly, I mentioned it is the Kentucky Derby, the 151st running of the Run for the Roses there at Churchill Downs. This is today, 6:57 is post time. I think the race is actually like 7:02 or something like that. You got all the girls in sundresses. You got the guys in their seersucker and the ties and the $100 mint juleps and all that. I love everything about the Derby. I would love to go there one day. And maybe this horse, maybe this bet is what gets me there. Maybe I hit the jackpot today. I'm going to go with Baeza. Baeza, John Sheriff's trainer there. He was a late entrant, only got into the field because Rodriguez was scratched late in the afternoon on Friday. But this guy's got speed. He's a runner-up at the Santa Anita Derby earlier this month. He lost to Journalism, who's the overall favorite for this race right now. And he's got a great lineage. He's the half-brother of 2023 Derby winner Mage and 2024 Belmont Stakes winner Darnick. So you can get Baeza right now at 12-1 across the board. Remember, those odds can shift. They can change. Parimutuel betting is a little bit different than if you're betting, on baseball or football or whatever it may be. So Baeza right now, 12-1, you can get him. I put this in on Twin Spires, but it's been across the board everywhere. I've seen him at 12-1. So that's going to do it for this morning. Make sure to tune in next week as we talk a little bit more NASCAR F1 bets. We'll maybe get into a little news as well. So make sure to like, subscribe, follow, and be a friend. Tell a friend. Get out there. Put those bets in. And by the way, show me those slips. We're making some money. Send them to me. Let me know. Big O, thanks for making me some cash this week. You get a winner. You see those social medias right there at the bottom? Send me a screenshot. Send me those slips. I'll put them on the show. I'll give you a shout out for riding along with us. So until then, aloha means goodbye. Peace.